The questions. I recognize the member for Ottawa South.
Thank you very much, Speaker. To the Premier. For years, Ontario's doctors have warned the Premier about the crisis in family medicine. And they have told us that 2.5 million Ontarians don't have a family doctor. And we now know that thousands of family doctors are set to retire, which means that more than 3 million Ontarians are at risk of becoming orphan patients.
Government side will come to order.
6 million people in Ontario who either don't have a family doctor or are at risk of losing theirs. That's 1 in 3 people. It's a pretty scary number. You'd think this would light a fire under the Premier's chair.
The Associate Minister of Auto Theft and Bail Reform will come to order.
How is it that finding everyone a family doctor doesn't have the same urgency for this Premier as booze and bike lanes do?
Response. I recognize the member for Essex.
Speaker, we must always remember the quote from the former Liberal Minister of Health, George Smitherman, who said that the Liberals starved the health care system in order to balance the budget. We are not going to make that mistake, Mr. Speaker. We are training more doctors in the province of Ontario. We are actually opening up 2 new medical schools, one in Brampton and one at York University, to train more doctors than ever before. In addition to that, we're training more doctors at the Ontario Northern School of Health. And Madam Speaker, we are actually expanding the primary health care system by putting more nurse practitioners into the system who are absolutely vital to delivering client-centered care, team-based care to people in Ontario. Over 4 million people benefit from that type of care in Ontario. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Question. I recognize the member for Ottawa South.
I think the member from Essex should focus on the 13,000 people who don't have a family doctor in his riding, or the hundreds of doctors that are set to retire in his corner of the province.
To order.
So 6 years ago, look, everyone deserves a family doctor. We're committed to doing that.
Minister of Red Tape Reduction will come to order. The Minister of Red Tape Reduction will come to order.
Fix health care. Here's what it looks like. 2.5 million Ontarians don't have a family doctor, and 3 million are at risk of losing theirs. More than 200 communities don't have anyone rostered to a family doctor. Hallway health care is twice as bad as it was in 2018. And 2024 is the worst year ever for emergency room closures, and we're not even at the end of the year. Wait times are so bad that 11,000 people died on a wait list last year. You'd think that this would...
I apologize. The Minister, Associate Minister for Auto Theft and Bail Reform has been warned. The Minister, or rather the member for Ottawa South, can continue.
You think that all of this would light a fire under the Premier's backside. So, Speaker, why is it that the Premier is more obsessed with booze and bike lanes than he is finding Ontarians a family doctor?
Response. I recognize the member for Essex.
Speaker, unlike the Liberals, who actually reduced the number of doctors being trained in the province of Ontario, we are increasing the number of doctors being trained in the province of Ontario. In fact, Speaker, we are not only increasing the number of doctors being trained, but we have trained and registered approximately 100,000 nurses in Ontario since 2018. In addition to that, we have 30,000 students studying nursing in our colleges and universities. We have made a greater investment in the public health care system than the Liberals ever made. We know that the Liberals slashed health care funding in order to balance the budget. Contrary to what they did, we are actually investing in the public health care system, increasing the budget for health care from $60 billion in 2018 to $85 billion in 2024. Thank you, Madam Speaker.